Welcome again. We lost a little bit connection, but today we're gonna have 30 minutes of free service. Whatever question you have from your own guides, please type that in and I will do my best to answer those. I would like to invoke each of your higher self, whoever is meant to be here, that can be drawn with ease and grace, and the information that should be transmitted can come with ease and grace throughout our own intuition, our senses. If any healing is needed, that's going to be available. Please type that. Your questions, let me know if the sound is good. And then I'm just going to hold the space for you guys to know that I'm alive, connecting with your guys, creating a safe space, and then waiting for Facebook to give me the option to notice your comments. Let me know where you are from, and let me just check if the sound is good too. And remember, we do have I can see your questions, so the more specific you answer, the better that will be. You guys can do an oral reading or a question about something that's going on. We have the solstice next Tuesday. Very quickly, you guys can sign up if you want it. Yes, we lost connection. Remember that in these times we have extra energy. I am going to do some special codes Monday and Tuesday that you guys can use to manifest 10 frequencies with its own meditations, and I have new meditations in English and in Spanish. So that's going to begin Monday, and then Tuesday, 3:33 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going to do an hour channeling live. If you guys would like to join me, it's going to be an activation for whatever you need. We're going to create a portal, take the advantage, and then I'm ready for your questions. If you would like to, I can do an invocation while you type, and then whoever is drawn to be here, then requesting a healing. Okay, so let's begin with a little bit, 2 minutes of light language while you guys know that I'm alive. Type your question, the more specific the better, or we can do healing as well. Katekiasa korovare tiriasa koromare tirasa koriva ashka. So this is Pleiadian. Skavati kiara koromare kiarasa korovare tirasa korava iki ashtevasa korige ashka. Iki asavate de iki sakorovate akova aseti eshne asakorovare kiara koro koriava aseti eshti kiara korovari ki ashkete asako ishna. These are certain times to be here, dear humans. You have been working on in your soul level to be here at this time, in this moment, in this timeline. Take advantage of where you are. Know that you are in the synchronicity of the bigger picture, that it is what reigns, region on the higher dimensions. And as you flow, doing your best in each moment, being centered and present, you will be in the highest and best path that you could have, with the capacity to recalibrate into your own purpose. That we do believe and have the philosophy that the purpose that we all hold from the Pleiadian perspective, it's joy. Without joy in your own experience, you wouldn't be able to fulfill any other contract or mission that you would like to have at this time. And that is going to be all. We are going to be available for questions or healing the time that lasts the stream. Honor and grateful to be here. Many, many blessings. Takabakia Sara Korobai Iseti Ashka Saki Iti Ashna Kitikira Sakovati Iki Asakoro Kovaki Eshta. That was good. I love it. The energy. I wasn't sure the correct word in English, but they were saying that into their philosophy, they all have joy as mission, and then joy is going to be kind of like the bridge to have your own questions. Danielle, what are my special gifts? I am up to explore. This is actually a great and an excellent question, Danielle. Look, what you guys are saying, it is that this is the ideal time for you. It hasn't been a timeline on earth without the openness to do whatever you want with the choice of freedom that we do have. And self-exploration will give you the right activation for the gifts that you already own at the higher level in a way that comes as it's meant to be and in your own flow. Kind of what I'm seeing it is that it's a self-discovery journey, the one that you are on, and you have many. I'm seeing like premonition. In some lives you were like a seer, and then in another life you were like a healer. I'm seeing you doing like alchemy or like potions and stuff like that. So this is the two main ones that they're showing to me. But if you don't do your journey within, in your soul contract, those wouldn't be available to you in a way that you're conscious that you have them. It's like when you have money in your bank account, but you don't know you have a bank account, and then you never withdraw or never check the amount that you have because you haven't got there yet. But it doesn't mean you don't have it. You have it and much more, but it's your time to go within your own, how do I say this, pacing. Some people choose to more activated, and others choose to go gradually, and this is, I think, what you are choosing in your contract. Requesting healing for your self-love, hip in a lot of pain. Okay, it feels like you are doing divine feminine wounded ancestral transmutation, so lots of self-care, and you feel like your body is asking like for rest and like pampering yourself, and then you will know what to do. But like you are already processing that. I hope that makes sense. Nicole Hendricks, thank you for being here. I appreciate you're always around. I have a message, please, about my marriage. Yes. The more specific the question, the better the answer will be, because then I will just tune into that. Okay, Nicole. The archetype of partnership is something that at the level of the collective has been work, and this is, I feel like, guys, coming true. And this is part of your own mission and purpose that both of you have. Each of you are more than beloved. I will say like master in life, if that resonates in English. And that, what I'm seeing, it is like ups and downs and seasons. But it's, let me just make sure I have the correct advice. Okay, I have the correct advice. It's upon both of you to recalibrate what you already have. Our relationship at the level of guides, it isn't dependent like us, like until death put us apart or anything. It should be a motivation to love and to grow and to heal and to do things together. And at that soul level or spirit level, it isn't the one that is more easy. Sometimes it is the one that is more challenging, because it's the one that will pressure or push you the most to become the best. but a partner and everyone else, but especially a partner, is a self-mirror. It's something that we are complementing in some way. So it feels like there is a recalibration going on, but it's like 50-50. It's in each of you. Another thing that they're saying is patient. Like, the process will let you know what else should flow or adjust. I hope that makes sense. Let me see if I can keep the questions. Lots of love, Nicole, but it begins with you. And this is something that I personally have been working a lot. And at some point I would like to do like a workshop, but I'm still in the process. And I'm enjoying it, my process, so use your own intuition, because I have had ups and downs as well. But I'm enjoying it. I would like to say I'm not enjoying it. And then Jody is asking, I appreciate everyone. If I miss your question, please stop it again. Sometimes Facebook just puts the more predominant ones, and I'm gonna do my best to answer all. What is causing constant pain on my neck and shoulders? Look, first, that's easy and simple. You are giving more than what you're receiving, Yodi, and shoulders complain about doing things from someone else's that are your own responsibility. Sometimes we help people when we said no, so they are forced to do it for themselves. And it's kind of affecting your neck. So giving and receiving, it is an imbalance, and then stop the flow from the source into the lower chakras. And this is about more than expressing what you want or what you feel, more like listening to all streams that are around, finding your own equilibrium between where your right to be begins and where the right for everyone else to be ends, because yours begins, but it's likewise. My right ends when someone else's right begins. So when we find that balance between what we give and what we receive, and it doesn't always come from the same person, come from someone else, but as soon as is the most balance we can have with all the things going on, that's enough. Something that you could do, it's any healing that will require, I'm trying to go back to comments, expression, art, light language, and maybe some stretching that will help while you do your meditation. Danielle says that it was right on point. Thank you, Danielle. I'm always like very sharp. Sometimes I get surprised, and I like it. And for me, we all have kind of your own self-doubt. I wouldn't deny it. But then, because intuition is so good, I kind of know where I am and where I should go. So if I lost my path, I kind of always go back to find what feels like I should be. Having your intuition sharp, it's very helpful as empath, as gifted, as starseed, or whatever you define yourself, because it will always speak and give us extra information so you can be in constant recalibration. I hope that helps. Okay, I think I can do 3 more questions and then just a few minutes of light language so I can transmit whatever everyone else needs. Okay, Mike is asking, thank you for being here, Mike. I'm gonna let my hands. Could I use healing for releasing stuck energy in the solar plexus? Oh yes, that would be ideal in the summer solstice, because you are being assisted right now, and then the light language that I will do at the end will complete. But then I'll put some codes Monday and Tuesday. I made 10 for you guys for using to personal use with meditation that you want. I put some, but you can use whoever you feel guided. And then I'm gonna do an activation Tuesday. I hope that helps. but make a little bit of conscious contemplation within between how you use power or how much powerless you kind of feel, and you'll get your own answers and what must be done. Thank you, Vanetta. Thank you, Pascal. I appreciate. Nicole, Yodi, appreciate. And let me see if I have any new questions. Requesting healing. Thank you for being here. It feels like they're all the same questions. I'm going to refresh, and maybe we can do a little bit of light language to request whatever we need that I wouldn't be able to. Let me see if I can find another question that I may have missed. Michael Hall, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Okay, it's all the ones that are being shown. Let me see. Okay, Bineta is asking, is there any wisdom or gifts from my memorial lifetime I'm ready to unlock? Yes. Yes, but this is how it works. The way that I understand it. Look, we are creating all the time, and all that has been, is, and will be created in 1 second is already is. So everything we feel like we're not there yet, one aspect of me already has it. Maybe it is in my future, maybe it's in a month, maybe it's in what appears to be my past, or my future, or a different dimension. And because we are like antennas and transmitters, we're energy, and this is something that physics can prove, and science. All the things that are psychic can be proved. And there are lots of experiments that prove that. So we all know as a fact that we are energy. Even people that are not awake or pray or meditate, if someone is gazing at them, they will say, oh, I just felt like someone was looking at me, and then you turn on, and then that person kind of like, oh, they got me, right? So we all feel those things. Everyone feels that when there is a fight and you enter in the room and you are just like, oh, it was like awkward time to come here, I'm sorry. We'll have those things, but we normally bypass it because we're not used to. So this is what I will suggest you do. Sometimes spirituality kind of becomes a religion about the do's and don'ts. Don't meet, don't smoke, don't have casual sex, you shouldn't do that, this is the right thing to do, control your mind, etc., etc. And then it isn't about that. What I feel like it isn't to find outside of me what I feel like I don't have here in the other ways. It is so I can go within. And the more within I go, the more I understand what happens out there in Lemuria, in Pleiades, with reptilians, with the Illuminati, and disclosure, and etc., etc., because everything is repatterned, and we can see those things in apples, in nature, like the Fibonacci spiral, or like, for example, some people say that half apple look like a woman womb, things like that. There are some flowers that look like monkeys, and then the other day someone posed another that looked like penises, and it was very funny. So everything is kind of like alike to alike because we all come from the same consciousness, but normally we don't use it. The fact that I don't feel like I'm using it, it doesn't mean I don't have it. And this is what happens to you, Vanetta, and with me, with all the things I want to manifest, because we're feeling like I don't have that yet, right? So do like a week or like a month. You can put the time to just meditate with Lemuria and go, but after your meditation, have a paper and then you can just ask questions. How do I feel? What was my profession? What happened to me? Was a good lifetime? We normally don't have one lifetime. You will have plenty. From the Atlanteans one, maybe you can have 50 alike, or 100 alike, or 70, because we're a multi-dimensional person. So, for example, I'm divorced, but in this present future, but in many timelines, I'm with my ex and with many others. And sometimes I see myself with a partner that I said, oh, I don't know you in this life. And then it's just a remembrance. Once I was in Pleiadians, and then one Pleiadian that looked kind of like Japanese come to me and they said, do you want to be my dream flame in the next life? And I was like, yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Let's just do something together. And then I was just like, who was that guy? I don't know it, because it is not in human form. Have no idea. But other means having that reality. But the more within we go, the more things make sense out there, because it's all mirror. The same thing that happened in my hip represent what may be happening in my relationships, in my life, in my country, etc., etc. So go within, and you have your gifts. If you want me to tell you, like a wizard, not like a witch, like magician. It felt like you work with the elements of earth, and you could do things like with the elementals will like be your friends and then do like favors for you, and then people will come and then you will work with the elements of Gaia. This is what I'm seeing. But it's kind of like the clue. So you go within and then you say, okay, what else? What type of magic I was doing? Was I a good magician? Was I a bad? What happened to me? What is related to this life? And then all of those questions become wonder and creations that allow us to find what we are and where the word come from. But most importantly, what I'm building now, so it helps me to become what I want. And this is the essence of being spiritual, whether you call yourself mindfulness or starseed, like, it doesn't matter. You just want to have that ease in life, going back to Pleiadians, that joyful, that whatever joyful it is. Maybe joyful is doing astral travels, maybe seeing auras, maybe doing light language, maybe practicing tantra, maybe just being like more mindfulness or prayer or whatever. It's just like when you go to a restaurant and then someone asks you, what do you want to eat? We could go to Thai, Chinese, we could do wings. What are you going to? So this is what happens in our life. What we buy, we experience. Normally I have seen in the Akashic records that we have similar tendencies, because in order to learn something, we kind of modify it different times. Like, for example, if someone abused me, in another life I will abuse that person, and to let that person know how it was on the other side, and then we're gonna play the one who advised the abused couple, and then the kids to know how it feels, and then the teachers of the kids to the ones that are being abuser and victim, and then the parents, and then the brothers, and then the neighbors. So we have all perceptions of what abuse is. And then when you learn that, you disregard it, and then you say, well, but in the other side of abuse, what will that be? Well, it will be maybe a balanced marriage. Okay, so let's go do that. So now I have it with you. And then you choose one soulmate, not with Pedro, not with John, not with Mike. Maybe I want to be gay this life. Maybe I don't want to have partner. To see what feels like not to have anyone. And then it's just like choosing the restaurant you want to go to eat. Those are just experiences. But all of those timelines, guys, my Pleiadian, my Arcturian, the one that I'm Jesus or whatever, are other aspects of me. This is the one that matters, because I'm here. And if I'm painting here, it doesn't matter if I'm Arcturian or not, I just remember a bit, but what can the Arcturian do if I'm not in alignment? But if I'm in alignment, in charge of what happened here, and then it's like magic, because I can be directing my own illusion and my own movie, kinda, because at the soul level I realize that we're all one and we're all connected. So my choice is going to be blended with the choice of everyone else. This is why it's good to put intentions, because we create containers. I've talked about that before. But then at the end, as if it's meant to be, and for the highest good, and that works for all. Because I'm gonna end with this. How beautiful will be to go out and realize that we all ascend, and oh my God, this is near Earth. We got the crystal temples, and everyone is awake, and then we're just like, come on, bombing, codes and love, and then how would that be? This is the wonder that us spirits make us to reincarnate. Like, what will feel like to die in a sleep being a witch, or whatever, to just wonder things. And then wonder is the first key to creation, and then we have to experience. And then when you experience that, and that experience give you what in English would be like the aha moment, is when you align all of you in that creation with your source, that is your original essence. This is just like when you dress at Halloween for something. It isn't the real us, but we are many. But that real you can only find out within. And we have to sense it and then talk to us, even with the one that feels pain. And maybe one day you're gonna be angry and it's gonna be hard to find your center, but you said, okay, I cannot meditate because I'm so fucking angry, but maybe I can be frustrated. And maybe frustrated, it will be like, instead of 100% shadow, maybe like 70%. And maybe from being frustrated, I can shift into being in grief. And maybe that will be like 60% shadow, right? And then I feel I'm tired, but crying and then ripping my heart away for whatever happened to me. I'm gonna say, you know what? I think I'm boring. What would be like to move forward, right? And then at some point, maybe I will choose not to care anymore with time. And then that will be the 50% when you find neutrality, and then you choose a different movie, like going to a restaurant. When we don't choose, is going to a restaurant and then not looking at the menu, having the waiter to bring whatever he wants you, or leaving your restaurant before food comes, and then, oh, I'm dying right now, so I couldn't eat or enjoy anything, but I just have to go. And then it's like not being in the moment, right? So whatever that you feel, whatever that you should do, it's always right here. It's always, even when we're not aligned. But this is the miracle, this is the shift, this is the wonder, this is why we wake up and then awesome things happen. Like sometimes you see, like Benetta, that you were in Lemuria and then you were doing magic, and then it's just like, oh, I had a life with Jesus and we were just like friends. And then he was killed, and then I had a mission, and then I dreamed that, and then it was awesome. And that awesomeness gets connected with this one, and then maybe we feel more secure and confident, or maybe it's a sign that I have something special in me that I haven't figured out yet, but one day I will, because I'm in the process. And this is when life begins to feel better and better and better and better the majority of the time, and that's fine. And when we are there, for me, that's true spirituality. The rest of the namaste thing is just, I don't want to say the word, But it's just like a little bit of fashion and that I can do this and you don't and whatever. That's the matter. It matters that we are being to have merciful, that we can shift from being pissed off to neutrality in our own process. Maybe I cannot do it with one meditation. For the child traumas I had, guys, I need 20 years of depression to say that's it. I'm not going to do this to myself anymore. But can you imagine how much stubborn I am to choose to be so mystery and sadness and depression just because you don't want to let go what happened to you when you felt victim because you were little? And now I go back and say, oh, that's a stupid choice. But that was older me. I changed, and so are you. And with that, take whatever that feels right for you. Disregard the rest, because the most important guidance is the ones that come within. Even when we disagree with someone, that is part of the divine plan. Because I have the right to believe whatever I want to, and you have your right to. And this is why I wanted to teach. Because I said, what if we will all know how to get our own answers? That would be awesome. What if we could all channel if we want to? What if we could all do whatever we want? Because when you know how to connect, you are like, damn it, I forgot the name of that movie. But it was like a Cuban in Miami that had his Scarface, I think, that he did it like a meme, very famous because, oh my God, I saw that movie like 10 times. I wouldn't watch it anymore, but it wasn't awake back then. And then he had like the world in his hands. When you know how to get your answers, the majority of the time, it's like having the world in your hands. And then you won't feel insecure for government, economy, whatever happened. It's just like, I got this. And this is what I wish for me and for my kids and for the ones that I love and for each of you. That's why I want Encoded Frequency to grow, helping each other in the best way I can. And if I may not be present, but one meditation give you your answer, that's fucking awesome, right? And if you have any ideas about something that you would like for me to do so we all can do it, that's awesome. I take all of your feedback, grab the sun, whatever, and then I try to do my best. But the ones who are making this possible, it's each of you, and for that I want to say thank you. And with that, I'm going to end the live right now. Remember, Tuesday, 3:33, I'm going to channel like for 40 minutes or an hour. I have no idea what will come through, but it'll be about gifts, third eye, healing, etc. So if you would like to join. Sign up, it's already in the calendar. Share it if you think may help someone else. And we have free services right here. We have meditation 5:55 a.m. p.m. and the light language radio. It's gonna end this month. If you have any idea, if they wanted me to keep it, send a comment. I will take that in consideration. If you have a new idea about another new service, that will be great. My idea is that I can give you guys whatever questions you have every Friday, a little bit. We talk, we commune, we share what's going on with us. And in that way, hopefully it's valuable and helpful and for the highest good of all and nothing. Thank you. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rest of the week and see you guys Tuesday, summer solstice, 3:33 p.m. and then like an hour later on YouTube. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.